Hi everybody, I'm Patricio Cassinoni. I'm an Argentinian visual artist. I'm the creator with Nyree of Quarantine project.
Hi, my name is Nyree Yergainharisan and I'm here in Access today to help set up Quarantine, which is a series of photos that I was lucky enough to be part of making. There are 70 pictures to hang, so it's going to be a busy day.
It's a photography project we developed from home during lockdown, during the time of 10 weeks. It's 70 pieces, and we are delivering one of these pieces a day from home through social media. Just the weekend before the lockdown, we were lucky enough just to go to the studio and pick up most of my equipment, lighting equipment from there, and take it home because I was considering just to take some new photos for my portfolio. And when the lockdown happens, we
decided that we would play in the house basically, and I come from a very theatre heavy background, so it was great to be able to contribute a lot of what I've learned from theatre into making these really fun staged images with Pato.
I found myself, like everybody else, with a lot of time in my hands, and she has this idea after one photo to say, oh, I'm going to do one photo every day, like an exercise for me, just to practice to do all these things that we never have time to do. Never imagine it's going to be, of course, for 10 weeks. I think in my mind maybe it was 10 days, 2 weeks max. And suddenly the project started to grow, and we start to feel more immersed in the project, and the project start to mark a little bit the time of our days and give you some purpose as well.
And so he was in charge of obviously all of the photography and lighting, so it was more just about contributing characters and concepts and ideas and having fun playing. So there's so many really fun characters, but I think the one that really stands out for me is the knife thrower. So I was able to get really dressed up. I had a big sparkly skirt, a big long kind of capey dress. We just basically put on whatever elements that we could find at home and test out different knives, different knife positions, but I really felt like it was a fun character to play.
I know, for me it's the barbecue, which is one of the third one, for example, but we can talk about just another, how the remake of the American Gothic painting took us to another countries and magazines and things like that, for example.
And we actually, because we tried to do a mixture of, rather than just recreating very iconic images, which we did do at certain points. So we did Frida Kahlo, we did American Gothic, but we tried as well to kind of be inspired by what was really just around us as well, and we came up with things like we turned our picnic bench, like our garden table and chairs, into a boat, which was really fun because it was like, you know, the three of us and the dog were sailing around and able to, you know, like it was like imagining travel that we couldn't do, imagining other things that we'd love to do but we couldn't because we were at home, and it kind of helped us like transport ourselves, get our imagination going, keeping us creative in a time when it was really challenging to be.
Yeah, I seen a right moment in a project that we were desperate looking for inspiration all around. We didn't know where else to look actually, and that's we went into paintings or like some images that are very like part of pop culture, for example, like the
feminist one, that was really fun to recreate actually.
And we were trying to integrate elements like the mask, just to refer exactly to the time we are living, because like they are seen as a project which is very time sensitive, like just, and it's very time sensitive, and it's going to refer exactly to this lockdown, like which is a unique moment for most of people of our generation, right?
One of the things that really stands out for me as a highlight of the 2.5 months is when Pato and I decided we would use our lovely dog to try and recreate a character from a Netflix documentary called Tiger King. So we used the crate, our dog's crate, and Pato got dressed up in a lot of like leopard print and had shaved his moustache and everything like the guy from Tiger King. And the funnest part for me was watching the dog just going mad, eating his clothes, chewing his hands, and I had to be the photographer for the day. So I was just roaring laughing behind the camera. It was really the standout moment for me.
The thing always as a photographer is a beautiful scene to see your pieces become part of the real world. In a way, just in the when you have the physical piece in your hands, is for me when became a picture in a way. I know we consume so many scenes in digital, and it's great, and it's a very fast way to communicate. It's straightforward, but I think the lifespan as well for this digital image is shorter. And I think just to be able to bring this exhibition to the real world, to have the pieces hanging in the wall, to make people able to confront the pieces, I think is to give the possibilities to the people and the pieces as well, just to interact in a different way. I think one thing I learned, I know Nyree for many years, like for more than 10 years I think right now, and I knew how professional and capable she is. I think was the kind of thing that this not always is easy just to be 100% involved, living 24/7 together and jump into the creative process. And I seeing after so many years I have a very strong personality. Like when I have to define the concept, the lighting, the scenes, and I think Nyree as well. That is something I was making great. You know, like Nyree really stands up there when she feel was the moment to do it. She I don't know, a lot of most of the casting, for example, was 100% her creations, and she was very sure about why she made the choices she made, and the thing was great. Like the thing I learned, like just to have a partner that works in partnership that works in several levels, you know, like in the personal level, in the professional level, creativity. Like this is like I feel lucky.
I think for me, it's the same. It's the same, really. And actually, one of the things, like I always knew that Pato was a very dedicated artist, and not only with the kind of technical knowledge, technical skill, a real passion for lighting, a real passion for photography. But I think one of the greatest things that I've really seen full throttle now is just how dedicated he is to bringing exactly what he believes is the, you know, what's necessary to show through his work. So he really defines exactly what he wants and what he really likes and what he thinks is what, you know, the root of what we're really looking for. And he'll dig, and he'll spend hours upon hours. Like I didn't touch the editing. So even after a very long day of 8 hours of setting up the whole house, of finding all the material, Pato would sit down for another 8 hours and edit the pictures. And I just think it's a level of investigation to find the exact thing he wants relentlessly. It's really, I really admire it. I think what's great about this show happening now is that a very significant moment of lockdown has kind of passed. While we're still in the midst of the pandemic and things are still very present, the lockdown period seems to have, like, we've kind of come out of that, and what we have now is a very particular moment in time captured through kind of fun, humour, and also looking at the kind of the repercussions of what lockdown gave us as a community, as a people. I think it's a really good historical exhibition of a very unique moment in our history. It's the first time we're going to be able to see them all hanging on a wall rather than just in our kitchen on a laptop.
The first time we are doing an exhibition together, actually. Both part of the creative process and bring it just to a show. We collaborate in theater pieces before because I was working for a Nyree company, just producing videos, images over the years. But just it's the first time we are just immersed from the very beginning of the project together.
That we contribute, both of us, along the way throughout the whole thing. That's the first time. And actually it's my first time working on a project of just still images. Usually it would be in theatre or live performance. So it's really nice to be able to go much more into Pato's world, where usually historically anything we've done together has been the other way around. So aside from having the images displayed for the next like 6 weeks, basically, we are going to be doing a Q&A. So Pato and I will be downstairs in the theatre, and we'll be able to answer any questions. We'll be able to talk a little bit more about the project in more detail, and you'll be able to ask any questions about any of the pictures. So yeah, we'd love to see you there and to chat more about them.
We are just printing at the moment, in fact, like a limited edition and a special edition of the work of Quarantine project for Axis. People is going to be able to purchase the work here at the gallery. I think just in a kind of thing as a legacy, I think one of the great things, I know when you think about legacy, you are going into the future, but for me one of the legacy is how we found a way to communicate through the lockdown and just to be in contact with people, and actually how this grow up more and bigger than our old crazy dreams or expectations. How we were able just to land some photos in a magazine in Budapest, or just to be part in a
festival in France,
or
we were able to reach out,
or just the Sherman Photography Academy, for example, choose the project as well. I see in a legacy way is the kind of things like a photographer connection, and just to be able just to showcase your work, you know, which is sometimes now everybody have the chance through Instagram things, but no always is so easy just to reach out outside your friends or your community.
Or your immediate circle, yeah. So this was a chance to communicate internationally from the inside of our kitchen.
Yeah.